Hello class, this is Mrs. Matos. How are you doing today? We're going to get started today on our writing lesson number 138. Okay, 138. Today we're going to be talking about a really interesting topic, and that is, drum roll please, butterflies. Okay, butterflies. Raise your hand if you like butterflies. I love butterflies. They're so beautiful and colorful, and I think that God was showing off when he created them, right? So today what we're going to do through our lesson today is we're going to practice learning how to answer questions that pertain to our lesson. So anything that has to do with butterflies that I will be telling you or sharing with you today, make sure you're paying close attention so that you know how to answer questions and start thinking about how to write your own first draft. Okay, so it's a rough draft that we're going to have. Then after your rough draft, we're going to do your first draft, second draft, final draft. Okay, so are you guys excited? I am excited. Okay, so let me just go ahead and grab my information here. Okay, I'm going to read some information to you. Make sure your recorder's on so you're paying attention. All right, God made the beautiful butterflies we see all around us. Did you ever wonder where butterflies come from? Think, think, think. A butterfly begins as a tiny egg. Then it hatches into a caterpillar. It eats and grows for 2 weeks. Show me 2 fingers, for 2 weeks. Then it rests for a long time in a hard shell called a chrysalis. When it cracks open, out comes a beautiful butterfly. When you see a funny caterpillar, remember it may become a beautiful butterfly someday. All right, so again, we're going to talk about writing a rough draft. When you guys are writing the rest of the week, as I asked you in the other lesson, go ahead and write in print. Do not write in cursive. I like to do that so that we are still not losing our beautiful print, right? And we don't get out of practice, okay? So go ahead and write your rough draft in print. Okay, so I've given you a little bit of information. I'm going to give you more information. I'm going to read out of your science book. So if you would like to grab it, you may go ahead and grab it. You're totally fine in doing so. If you just want to listen, that's totally fine as well. Okay, so I have some examples of fake butterflies, but hey, that will be just so that you can get an idea of the different colors that butterflies are, right? These are really cute, right? Okay. I've seen some like these right in real life, so. Okay, let me go ahead and read. We are reading out of your Discovering God's World science book, page 80. Go ahead and open your books. Now, how many insects do you see right here? We've talked about insects and we have also learned about butterflies, but I thought it would be important for us to just reference back so that you guys have even more ideas about butterflies, how they work, how they grow, and all of that. Okay, God made the insects in all shapes and sizes. Insects have many different colors. See how many of these insects you know. Okay, so there's a lot of different insects. The ones that we're going to focus on is obviously the butterfly. All right, a caterpillar has many legs. So here's an example of a caterpillar. It's really cool, right? It has many legs. Why is it an insect? Okay, we'll read the next page to find out. Okay, page 81, and this is the steps that we're going to cover in our lesson that we already talked about quickly. It's the steps about the life of a butterfly, okay? So caterpillar to butterfly, page 81, okay? I strongly suggest for you to grab your book as you're writing your rough draft so that you can remember all of these steps. Does it mean that I want you to copy everything that you see? No, that would be cheating. We don't do that. So in your own words, you're going to talk about the process or the growth of butterflies. All right, a caterpillar started life as a tiny egg. A caterpillar has many legs, but it is just a baby insect. It will change into a lovely insect with 6 legs. Here is how a butterfly changes from egg to caterpillar to butterfly. So it goes from egg, can you repeat? Egg to caterpillar to butterfly, okay? So I want you to just record that in your brain. Butterflies lay their eggs on leaves, okay? The egg hatches into a larva or a caterpillar. Step 3, the larva or caterpillar becomes a pupa. All right, and the 4th step, after many days, the adult butterfly comes out. Okay, very important information. So you can always reference pages 80 and 81 just for your own practice or own learning. Okay. Butterflies begin life as tiny eggs. These eggs they're laid on green leaves. So I'm going to write a few phrases. These are phrases. These are not complete sentences. It is your job to come up with your own sentences about this whole process of butterflies. Okay, so let me just grab a marker really quick. So we're going to talk about how butterflies begin life as tiny eggs. I am just going to put tiny eggs. Okay? And again, we're writing in print. All right, tiny eggs is just a few words to help you. They're keywords. So they start as tiny eggs. And these eggs are laid on green leaves. I'm going to put laid on green leaves. It's not a complete sentence, okay? Laid on, okay, green, okay, leaves. All right. Caterpillars hatch from eggs. I'm just going to say caterpillars hatch. Okay. The caterpillar eat and grow. Caterpillars eat and grow. I'm just going to say they eat and grow. The caterpillars eat leaves. The caterpillar's skin hardens into a chrysalis. I will write that word. So that means that the skin gets harder. And then next to it, I will put a chrysalis. So skin gets harder. And then in parentheses, I'm going to write the word chrysalis. Okay, CHRYSALIS. After many days, the chrysalis opens and butterflies come out. All right, we talked about earlier how after 2 weeks, right? So I'm just going to put 2 weeks. And then I will say, okay, the butterfly comes out. So I'm going to say 2 weeks, and then I'm just going to say butterfly comes out. All right, so let's go ahead and read together the information that I have so far that I've given you. So we're talking about the whole process or the growth of butterflies. Okay, so they start with tiny eggs. They're laid on green leaves. Then they turn into caterpillars. Then they hatch. They eat and grow. The skin gets harder. And then they turn into a chrysalis. And then for 2 weeks, that's when the butterfly comes out. Now, I did want to mention the wings of a butterfly have bright colors. the butterfly cannot fly until his wings dry. Okay? So the two other things that you can add to all of your steps is the wings of a butterfly have bright colors. So I could just say bright. I'm going to say wings, and I'm just going to say bright colors. These are phrases for you. They're not complete sentences. All right, guys. So I'm going to say wings. Okay, these are help words to help you. And then bright colors. Okay, so wings and then bright colors. All right, and then also, as I mentioned here, butterflies cannot fly until the wings are dry. So I'm going to put cannot fly, and then I'll put wings dry so that you guys, I'll just say can't fly. They can't fly until the wings are dry. Wings are dry. Okay, say they can't fly until the wings are dry. Okay. Okay, so based on the information that I have just given you, you need to make sure that you're including the following. Okay, let me just go ahead and give you some additional information, okay? So you need to write your own story about butterflies. We're talking about the life of a butterfly, the growth of a butterfly. Okay, I've explained to you how everything works from the beginning to end. All right? Your order has to be, your story must be in order. What does that mean? So class, I don't want you to say, for example, the butterflies are beautiful and bright and fly away. No. So what you could say, butterflies lay, they begin by being in they're tiny eggs, right? Tiny eggs. And then they're laid, the eggs are laid on green leaves would be the second step. Okay, then the eggs turn into a caterpillar. The caterpillar then hatches, right? They eat and grow. The skin gets harder and they turn into a chrysalis, right? And then after 2 weeks, they hatch and the butterfly comes out, right? So make sure everything is in the right sequence, in the right order. We've talked about sequence. Hopefully, guys, hopefully that makes sense when I say sequence. So that's just simply saying the order of things, okay? So I wouldn't stress about it. Don't be so nervous about your story. As long as you're remembering what you need to cover, then that's good. Okay, this is just a rough draft, meaning that it's just, if it has mistakes, it's okay, right? And then we're going to work together to, so rough draft, first draft, second draft, and then your the final draft is the one, class listening ears, the final draft is the one that you're going to turn in to me for a grade. Okay, I do want to remind you, if you guys are having a challenge with anything, if you're not sure about your sentences, how they look, how they sound, and mom and dad are not able to help you, or you just want my help, please make sure to have your parents email me. You can take a picture of your work, and then I will give you some feedback regarding how we can get those sentences better and so that you're ready for your final draft. The final draft is the one that I really need for a grade, okay? All right? So just make sure to have, I would say at least a good 6 to 7 sentences or more, okay? You shouldn't just have 2 sentences, right? Make sure that you're talking about the whole steps of a butterfly from the beginning, all right? So again, reference your science book if you need to, or rewrite this video again so that you can remember the information, and then just start writing some sentences down about the growth or the life of a butterfly. All right, guys? So that is it as far as our lesson is concerned. Thank you so much for watching. I wish you the best in writing your rough draft, and I wouldn't worry so much. Just try your best. All right, and if you have any questions, I'm here for you. Make sure to ask your parents to ask me. All right, thank you for watching, and have a blessed rest of your day. Bye.